Of streams of Drake's music attributable to individual accounts is staggering and irregular, with a massive amount of accounts listening to Drake's music doing so 23 hours a day. So these bots are listening to these songs all day. Less than 2% of these users, the lawsuit goes on to claim, account for roughly 15% of Drake's streams, and about 9% of Drake's streams are attributable to less than 1% of these users. Bruh.
Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to the D Smith Let's Go. Welcome to today's session. So I think a lot of people knew that old boy faked his streams, but now this is just the start of it, right? This is just the start of it. I'm pretty sure you guys already know that old boy is, well, he's not being sued. Spotify is being sued because they inflated people numbers, right? They inflated people numbers. So this news report that old boy surpassed 1 billion streams. Cap. That guy did not surpass 1 billion streams. Don't nobody listen to his music. That only Drake fans or Drake stans. Only Drake stans do that, and he is happy that all those fake streams count. Why? Because he is a fake individual. But here go to I guess the lawsuit. Go find it yourself. But I have to get straight to the point, man. A fake guy is going to get exposed, and the Jenga that he is gonna fall down. The use of bots is supposedly prohibited on all major platforms, including Spotify, but oh boy, got 1 billion streams, man. Make it make sense to me. A lot of people love Drake. Cap. Stop the cap. But let's so All Boy is a well-known singer-songwriter whose music is available for streaming on Spotify. Spotify, you got some answers. We need some answers. In fact, Drake is purportedly the most streamed artist of all time on the platform. Of all time. Are you telling me Michael Jackson, Prince?
Drake's fake.
Are you telling me he is streaming more than Beyonce? Are you telling me he is bigger than some of the rock bands? Cap, man, the cap, you tell me. In September 25, Drake became the first artist to nominally achieve 120 totally. That sounds crazy. 120 billion total streams on Spotify. Cap. However, on information believed there is voluminous information on which Spotify knows or should know, showing that between January 2022 and September 2025, a substantial, non-trivial percentage of Drake, 37 million streams on Spotify during that time frame were inauthentic and appeared to be the work of a sprawling network of bots accounts. You can't make this story up, man. Plaintiff is informed and believes that in examination of Drake, we're going to pull the curtains back nice and slow. Of Drake music streams reveals abnormal VPN usage. Seemingly designed here the true geographic origins of the bot accounts that were streaming his songs. For example, Plaintiff is informed and believes that over a 4-day period, he was still streaming, he was still doing bots. At least 250,000 streams of Drake song No Face, which went terrible, here and gone, originated in Turkey. Damn, so you can go to Turkey for your hair, your teeth, and bots. God damn. But were falsely geomapped through the coordinated use of VPNs to the United Kingdom and attempt the origins. An attempt to obscure the origins. Gotta hide. And he really thought he can out-rap Kendrick Lamar. Crazy, man. Further, Plaintiff is informed and believes that a large percentage of the accounts streaming Drake music were geographically concentrated around areas whose population could not support the volume of streams emanating therefrom. In some cases, massive amounts of music streams, more than 100 million streams, originated in areas with 0 residential addresses. Oh my God. You can't make these stories up. Moreover, Plaintiff is informed and believes that GeoAsh data shows that nearly 10% of Drake streams come from users whose location data show that they traveled a minimum of 15,000 kilometers in a month. Moved unreasonable locations between songs, consecutive plays, separated by mere seconds but spanning thousands of kilometers. Bots, including more than 500 kilometers between songs, roughly the distance from New York City to Pittsburgh. Crazy. Well, you got to cheat to win. Also, Plaintiff is informed and believes that between January 22 and September 25, the volume and timing of the music streams for Drake music failed to follow typical established streaming patterns, while most songs and or albums see an initial spike in streaming. Immediately upon release, those same songs, albums typically follow a predictable decay pattern over the following months. But not, his music is so special, it stayed on top, man. So, because a lot of people say his new music or his old music, the numbers are back up. You wanna know why the numbers are back up? Bots. Now watch when you get rid of all those bots, the numbers are going to come back down. However, in many instances, the streams of Drake music on Spotify saw significant and irregular uptick months, in some cases years. Then I just said that, years after the release of his songs, with no reasonable explanation for those upticks other than streaming fraud. In other instances, Drake's decay rate was slower and less dramatic when compared to those of his contemporaries. Because it's weird because they say his numbers for his old music was back up. You know, individuals, the Joe Budden podcast, his old catalog was the shit. Cap. Old boys using bots to stream those albums. Additionally, the number of streams of Drake music attributed to individual accounts is staggering and irregular. For instance, plaintiff is informed and believes that while the average Spotify listeners listen to 10 songs per day, a massive amount of accounts listening to Drake music listen exclusively to Drake music for 23 hours a day. He got the bots working overtime. Oh boy, he got the bots working 23 hours per day. God damn. Plaintiff is informed and believes the streaming data of Drake music shows that less than 2% of its users accounts for roughly 15% of his overall streams, and roughly 9% of his streams are attributed to less than 1% of his users. Come on, man. Come on. As a result, Drake music accumulates far higher total streams compared to other highly streamed artists, even though those artists have far more users than oh boy bitch has. As a result of the fraudulent streaming scheme, and Spotify knew what was going on. They knew this, man. All of a sudden, his music back up. Come on. Come on, man. As a result of the fraudulent streaming scheme described above with respect to Drake music, the right holders of Drake music, Drake and his company, Frozen Moments, LLC, saw their shares of the revenue pool substantially and artificially increased. This generated significant revenues for Drake and Frozen Moments LLC, all at the expense of right holders whose shares and revenues were greatly diminished. You a scam artist. You a scam artist. That's crazy. So he taking a big chunk of the pie from all the other artists that have the music on Spotify. The artists should be pissed. Cameron should be pissed. Cameron should be pissed. The amount of streaming revenue that will otherwise have been distributed to legitimate right holders, but for the fraudulent boosting of Drake scam music, is estimated to be in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Spotify knew or should have known about the anomalies described above. Has Spotify employed reasonable detection measures? I'm pretty sure they have the software for that. These artificial and inauthentic. So the amount of streaming revenue that would otherwise have been distributed to legitimate right holders, but for the fraudulent boosting of Drake scam music, is estimated to be in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Spotify knew or should have known about the anomalies described above. Has Spotify employed reasonable detection measures? These artificial and inauthentic streams were rarely identifiable to Spotify in light of their statistically improbable. And so they saying the stats for Drake numbers, they should have known it can't happen like that. Geohashing, sudden surges in stream counts, coordinated streaming patterns, and uniquely slow and shallow decay of streaming songs. But to date, Spotify has never properly addressed the millions, if not billions. But to date, Spotify has never properly addressed the millions, if not billions, of fraudulent and artificial music streams attributed to old boy music. And the ill-gotten revenues, he done got rich off this. Rich off of it, man. Drake music streams are but one notable example. So I wonder why did they use Drake, for example, out of all the artists, all the big artists. Say the Weeknd. Why not use the Weeknd? Why not use Kendrick Lamar? Why not use Beyonce? Bruno Mars? Justin Bieber? They use Oh Boy. They use Oh Boy, man. It's crazy because it says Spotify was one of the easiest platforms to defraud using bots due to its neglect, lax or non-existent bot-related security measures. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, yeah. That's crazy, man. But what do you guys think, man? Drake got them bots working overtime, 23 hours of listening to Drake, boy. I know somebody wanted to, somebody wanted to, what's the word I'm looking for? Change that radio station quick, cause ain't no way, man. But yeah, here go the class action lawsuit. Now this is not against Old Boy, but it you might as well say it's against him and Spotify. It's not against Drake. This is against Drake. They put his name front and center. Out of all the people they could have used, they used his bitch ass. More to come, but shout out to RBX. Get your money, man. Get your money. More to come. And I think the streaming numbers for everybody is gonna go down, especially for Old Boy, because a billion streams ain't nobody fucking with you like that. But hey, like, comment, subscribe. Welcome to the session, man.